Today, we've gathered to honor President Nelson, our 7 scholarship recipients, and the winner of our Diversity and Inclusion Award. Next. Before I introduce President Nelson, I'd like to acknowledge some of the distinguished deans and faculty who are going to be joining us today. Of course, we're always honored to have our Sac State liaison, Dean Diane Heisen of the College of Social Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies. Thank you, Diane. We also expect to be joined by Dean Mary McGuire, perhaps at the reception following this, and also Donna Jensen, who is the chair of the Gerontology Department. We work very closely with Donna. We are also anticipating Andrea Becker. Ernest Uwazi from the Criminal Justice Department could not be here today, but he is sending a representative named Destiny Effiong to represent the Criminal Justice Department. So we look forward to seeing them. Michael McKeough, who has 3 scholarship recipients in the Physical Therapy Department, desperately wanted to be here. He's in a retreat this afternoon, but he plans to come over to the Ingrained Restaurant following our meeting today. And he's going to celebrate his students, and he's also going to share a few words about the wonderful partnership that we have between the Renaissance Society and the Physical Therapy Department. Next slide. Oh, no, back. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So for 8 years, the Renaissance Society has had the great fortune to be so warmly welcomed into the Hornet family by our dear President Nelson. When you first came to campus, President Nelson, a delegation of Renaissance members came to meet with you. They felt a great sense of trepidation as they reached out, and they promised to be good guests on campus. Welcome, Donna. You're right up there. Okay. They reached out and promised to be good guests on campus. You responded, Renaissance members are not guests, but you're members of the Hornet family. We have observed with profound admiration as you bolstered the campus standing in the community with their Anchor University initiative, improved graduation rates, demonstrated commitment to diversity and inclusion, and in every conceivable way embodied a commitment to students, faculty, staff, and community partners. Personally, I will never forget your Miracle on J Street speech. It was at the height of the pandemic, wildfires were raging, and there was massive social unrest. You shared with us your despair, and you also shared your hope and your confidence for better times. You are a true friend of the Renaissance Society, and you've embraced our mission of lifelong learning and community engagement. It was our special pleasure to present to you our very first endowed scholarship in your name and Mrs. Nelson's name. So the endowment meant so much to us to be able to do that. We know all good things must end, and we congratulate you on your retirement, even if we shed a tear. And as a token of our appreciation for your great friendship and support, we're making a contribution in your honor to the Seth Nelson Emergency Grant Fund. We are also presenting you with an honorary lifetime membership in our society for you and Mrs. Nelson. We even have badges for you.
Oh, gotta pin me.
We have badges for you. Oh.
Oops.
There we go.
Feels nice to be pinned.
And we present you with this certificate in your name and Mrs. Nelson's name. So we hope you will come and visit us, and we want you to know that you are always welcome to come lead us in your signature Stingers Up cheer. Thank you. Members, please welcome President Nelson.
It's hard to believe that it's been 8 years. I have to admit when I first walked to campus on a Friday and I saw a whole change in demographics. I wondered what happened and who was drinking what. But I have come to love you and love to what you represent to this university. I often say this university is special. And people ask me, well, how? And I have a standard answer, but I often twist it just a little. I say it's the students. It's the students that make this university special. And you should see them on Friday afternoon. They're all in their 70s and 80s. And they're still learning. Yes, I have embraced the Renaissance Society and embraced what you have done. The fact that you've given these scholarships, the fact that you worked with the DACA students. I think about what's happening in Texas today. I think about Sister Norma with the respite house, where last night over 2,500 people slept outdoors, not knowing that they had crossed the border, and now they probably lost any chance ever of getting any help because of Title 42. Title 42, you cross the border. We have officially made people illegal. We've never done that before. Now we have. But you care about our students. You've given them new lives, new opportunities, and they are succeeding. They are working in industry. They've got their own 501c3s. They have gone back into the farm communities and are helping and educating their brothers and sisters. And it's because of you. And it's just not the DACA students, but you've helped so many other students. You care and you have big hearts. You are Sac State. And you may not have a degree, but there is no question in my heart that you are made at Sac State. And we should put each and every one of you up on that big billboard because you deserve it. So I'm retiring, but this university is not retiring. This summer, the Art Sculpture Lab will be rebuilt and we will have a brand new one for our students. Santa Clara Hall out here, in a couple years, the governor's budget kind of screwed it up today, but in a couple years, we've got the money. Ernest Shannon gave us more money to be able to help us get that building up. There will be a 5-story engineering building there, just like the Shannon Science Complex. Once that's done, the building next to us is going to be completely gutted. The education people will have a new building. It will be redone. And those of you who have taken classes in Amador Hall will be so happy because you're going to move into that brand new, completely redone building. And then after that, this building gets redone. And the people in Tahoe Hall move over here. And then finally, Tahoe Hall gets built, and we have room for new programs and new degrees. Our graduation rates, when I came, I was appalled, and I told you so. They have gone from 8% to 31%, which is a 272% increase. You hear it all the time on TV about debt, right, for our students? Well, that change from 6 degrees to 6 years for the degree down to 4 saved $440 million in debt for our students. It is possible. It can be done. This afternoon, they interviewed 12 candidates for a new president here. On May 23rd or 24th, I forget which, 24th? On May 24th, they will announce a new president. Everyone is always nervous when a new president comes in. Our football team is so good, nobody can screw that football team up. And you think it is good, wait until you see the women's basketball team next year, okay? Do you realize that our women won 5 sports? I'm gonna have 5 rings on this hand, okay? We have the #1 golfer in the United States. She's going pro, okay? Softball won. You know, track won. We just were amazing this year. And that's part of school spirit. But our students are doing amazing things. Our gerontology students, damn, Donna, good job. Okay, good job. And all of them will be there. And so when this president comes in, he or she will have your support. We'll have the support of our faculty. Haven't you seen how well we get along in this university? We really are family. We really do have a sense of being. We are an anchor university. We are working so hard to be an anti-racist university. When we find a screw up, we admit it and we change it. And we will continue to do that. So I just want to say to you, I love you. I will miss you. But I've got some work to do. And we'll go down in Texas. And we'll continue to do the work. And we'll show up occasionally when that other team from across that piece of mud try to come over here and think that they know how to play. Thank you for everything. Thank you for this scholarship. Jody and I are deeply, deeply moved. Not because of the name, but because of what it will do for the student who gets the scholarship. That is what matters. Please continue to transform lives. Please help our students get prepared for leadership, for service, and for success. That is our mission. And you are here to help us. As always, sorry, you know what's coming. Next state is number 1. Seniors up.
Thank you, President Nelson. No one says it better than you. Okay, next. So at this point, I'd like to talk a little bit about the history of our scholarship program. It was begun in 1993 by Doug Fulton and Lou Weintraub. It's now grown to a total of 7 scholarships each year. And since 1993, we have now awarded 121 scholarships for a total of $269,000. What's most exciting, thank you. I mean, what's really most exciting is that during this academic year, we were finally able to endow that first scholarship, and happily in your name and Mrs. Nelson's name. And of course, for those of you who may not understand, endowing a scholarship means that this scholarship is now given in perpetuity. There's no question about the funding for that scholarship. So that's a really exciting moment. And equally exciting is after we tie up a few loose ends with the university, we are now on the cusp of endowing our second scholarship. And yeah, I mean, it's really remarkable. We just started this last July. So here we are almost at 2 endowed scholarships. And so I want to thank everybody here, but our scholarship team, our resource development team, Mike Pidd, thank you very much for all the work you do. The next endowment will be in the name of former President Donald Girth and his wife Beverly. The Girths were so instrumental in helping Renaissance get started, and they continue to be very prominent supporters of our scholarship program. And this second endowment is due to, in large part, to the generous support of the Doug Fulton and his family, to Nancy and Kurt Findeisen, to Christina Budwine, to Barbara Davis Lyman, and so many other generous Renaissance members. So we're really excited about that. Our ultimate goal is to endow all 7 scholarships. This will guarantee the continuation and the predictability of our entire program. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Lori Brownfield. Lori is the chair of our scholarship committee, and she has done a masterful job, I must say, with her team back here, her team and the Sac State staff in modernizing and streamlining our scholarship selection process. So Lori, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. I do need to give a shout out to my scholarship committee over here, because these 6 wonderful ladies have helped bring this all together, and I just get to stand up and talk about it. So it is really an honor for me to be the Renaissance Scholarship Committee Chair. 28 years ago, I graduated from Sac State. I was a single parent. I was working full time, and there's no way I would have been able to graduate or even attend college had it not been for financial aid. So with that financial aid, I went on to have a wonderful career, and I feel like I have an amazing life. But enough about me. Although I will say that this position really enables me to pay back everything that Sac State has given to me. And we have 7 wonderful recipients this year. So let me talk about them a little bit. It is a competitive process. We look at, financial need is important to us, but we also look at their achievements, challenges they've overcome, and then a big ticket is how their degree helps mature adults like the Renaissance Society. And I think we have the cream of a crop here, and we're so excited to be able to recognize them today. This year, and I'm going to call Mike Pitt out again, Mike had the idea of taking their individual videos and putting them into this wonderful movie that you're going to see now. And I hope you find it as meaningful to you as we did when we were watching it. And then we'll come back and we'll do the awards to the students.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Bolus and I am a second-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student here at Sac State. To begin, I would like to thank the Renaissance Society, their members, and the scholarship committee for awarding these generous scholarships and for choosing me to be one of the recipients. I've had the pleasure of working with some of the members of the Renaissance Society in the past through one of my courses. What you all do for the community and the members is truly amazing. This scholarship truly could not have come at a better time, as my financial burden was increasing and I was in the process of increasing my work hours to compensate for this. However, now I am able to allot more of my time towards my studies and hopefully increase my time pursuing the field of physical therapy and being more involved in our volunteer opportunities, such as with the Balance Clinic. Growing up, I was often ill or injured and I did not have the best experiences with seeking healthcare. I always watched as those around me suffered with chronic disorders and maybe did not get the best possible care as well. The one area of healthcare that I always felt listened to and cared for was physical therapy. I am pursuing physical therapy as a career because of this, and because I've always loved the idea of using something so innate and natural as movement is, as medicine. Through my time as a physical therapy aide and within my studies at Sac State, I've discovered that I really enjoy working with older adults. I hope to continue my work with this population, and I eventually plan to pursue a career in home health, where I can help a mostly older adult population gain better functional mobility within their home and re-enter the community so that they can get back to their independence and doing what they love. Thank you again.
My name is Josiah Graham. I'm a third-year transfer student here at Sacramento State University. I'm a criminal justice major, and my mom had me when she was in prison. And I was raised by my grandma, who fought the legal battle to get me out of foster care and keep me out of it. And a woman named Rachel Foster represented my grandma in court pro bono, which is to say for free. And the two of them walked in the courtroom without even having the necessary paperwork. And somehow they walked out with custody of me. And that always kind of inspired me to want to help disadvantaged youth, like for what my grandma and her attorney did for me. These last few years have been some of the hardest years of my life, or definitely the hardest years of my life. We're dealing with a lot of death, losing the connections with people I love, the quarantine, and remaining in poverty as an adult, which let me tell you, it is way harder than being a child or a teen in poverty. I've been struggling not to lose my mind and all of the madness. And the only thing that keeps me going is God and what he does for me. I had lost the only source of income I had at the moment, and I had taken out another student loan when I got the call. So God bless the Renaissance Society and organizations like it. You're truly heaven sent. I just want to assure you that I'm not going to squander this opportunity at all. I don't only want to help people, I want to help people like the same way Rachel Foster helps people. I want to help people the same way my grandma helped me. And I want to get myself into the position where I could, help anyone without expecting to get anything back in return. Again, I want to thank this scholarship because thanks to you, I'm one step closer to helping people. And hopefully we can all make this world a better place.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Lee, and I am very honored to be selected as a recipient for the Renaissance Society Scholarship. So I am a third year at Sac State, and I am a health science major with the express interest in nursing. So as a pre-nursing student, I want to be a pediatric or geriatric nurse. And the reason why I want to be a geriatric nurse is that I did grow up with a bunch of people that were sick, especially the elderly in my family. So this has influenced me in wanting to become a geriatric nurse. And as a pediatric nurse, I wanted to help children because I did grow up with my 9 other siblings. So being able to help this community would be nice. And pediatric and geriatric nursing in general, I feel like it is something that I would be interested in just because it'd be like helping my very own family. So one thing I would say that has furthered my education is interning at a nonprofit student organization. And this has been very helpful since I was able to have experience with patients that were most often elderly, and they were underserved and uninsured. So being able to help these communities, I feel like it gave me a lot of experience, and it was also just really rewarding. So with this scholarship, I would be able to further my education since it would basically allow me to access more resources. And these are things such as commuting to school or just overall aiding my educational materials. And again, I just really want to thank the Renaissance Society Scholarship for choosing me as a recipient, since I will truly be able to reach my education with the help of the Renaissance Society. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly Lopez Leon, and I would just like to begin by expressing my gratitude to the Renaissance Society for choosing me as one of the recipients for this scholarship. I am beyond honored and thankful to be receiving this scholarship, as it will provide me with support so that I can fulfill my financial responsibilities. Some things about myself that I would like to share are that I'm a first-generation Mexican-American student, and I'm also a third-year health science major, and currently I'm trying to add a child development and psychology minors. I plan on using my health science bachelor's to apply to physician's assistant school in the near future. Before applying to PA school, I want to gain clinical experience by working as a medical assistant, which I'm currently in the process of completing the course for. I would like to become a physician's assistant to provide the best care for all of my patients and to create a safe and comfortable environment where they all feel welcomed and understood. I especially want to help disadvantaged communities that may not have access to quality healthcare. A great challenge that I've faced since I was a child is my mental health. When I was 11, I was diagnosed with depression and then later on with anxiety. Because of my own mental health challenges, I would like to specialize in psychiatry to help all of those dealing with mental health conditions that are oftentimes overlooked. And I am also greatly interested in working with children. Again, thank you so much to the Renaissance Society for this opportunity, and I will assure you that the scholarship will be put to good use. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Cesar Medina, and I'm a doctorate candidate at Sacramento State's physical therapy program. First and foremost, I would like to thank the donors and the entire Renaissance Society committee for your generosity in awarding me with one of the Renaissance Society scholarships. I was extremely excited to learn about my selection for this award, and I am deeply appreciative of your support. A little bit about myself. I'm a first-generation Mexican American and the first in my family to pursue higher education. I decided to join the profession of physical therapy because of my passion to serve and help the community. Along this journey, I have had the opportunity to take part in several student-run community clinics where I'm fulfilling my passion to provide quality care for the underserved communities. I have had the honor to work with members of the Renaissance Society this past summer, where my classmates and I conducted fitness assessments and informed them on ways to continue to improve their overall level of fitness, along with informing individuals on the importance of continuing to exercise as they continue to age. It was a pleasure giving back to this community and seeing just how grateful they were for our services, even though we were just students. My profession of physical therapy is preparing me to become a skilled clinician that can impact the lives of older adults in our community. As individuals age, it becomes more difficult to engage in meaningful activities. However, my profession has given me the skills to help empower older individuals with the goal of encouraging more exercise. Coming from a low-income household, pursuing higher education away from home has always been a struggle because of the financial stress it has put upon me and my family. Awarding me with this scholarship can reduce the financial burden of pursuing higher education. It will specifically help me cover the cost of tuition as I prepare for my first 12-week clinical rotation in just 6 weeks. I'm truly grateful and honored to be one of this year's recipients of the Renaissance Society Scholarship. I have been inspired by your generosity and hope one day I can pay it forward. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amanda Oakes, and I am a second-year student in the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I want to start by expressing my profound gratitude to the Renaissance Society for honoring me with this scholarship. I've been a really big fan of the organization since I learned about what you all do when some of your members volunteered to be participants in one of my classes in my first year. As a physical therapist, I'm going to be working with individuals to overcome limitations and restrictions in their life due to injury, illness, or other physical dysfunction. While I plan to work with individuals of all backgrounds and ages, I have found my time in school working with older adults to be especially gratifying. In alignment with the Renaissance Society's focus on lifelong learning and community engagement, I think it is extremely crucial to maintain the ability to move our bodies despite age-related changes so that we can continue to grow personally and enjoy our quality of life through all ages. This interest led me to co-develop a balance class for older adults that I teach every week to a group in the cardiovascular wellness program. It's hosted by Sac State in Folsom Hall. Outside of school, I work part-time for the university in an attempt to minimize my student loan debt. In my downtime, I enjoy cooking, reading, walking or jogging on the American River Trail, and relaxing at home with my cat, Lido. Again, I'm just so incredibly grateful to the members of the Renaissance Society for your generosity in funding this scholarship and providing opportunities to support students like me and help us be more successful on our academic journeys. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Michelle Silva. I'd like to give a big thank you to the Renaissance Society for the generous scholarship that they have awarded me. For the past 15 years, I have been working in the home health, home care field. I currently hold a position as a regional quality assurance manager. While I love my job and I love my teammates, I have found that I really miss working with my clients. I miss working with the families. I enjoy helping them obtain something that is so unattainable, home care and home health. In the fall of 2024, I will be starting my internship as a gerontology major. With that comes a pretty full schedule. Nothing like saving the best for last. I am faced, though, with the difficult decision of quitting my job or taking an extended leave of absence. The scholarship is going to help immensely. Nevertheless, I look forward to the journey. I look forward to the challenges. and I look forward to all the new opportunities that my gerontology degree is going to bring me. Thank you again.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that. It's like the fifth or sixth time I've seen the whole movie, and it touches my heart every time. So again, thanks to Mike Pitt for putting that together. All right, and now we'd like to bring our scholarship recipients up. If you could just line up over here. All right, Emily Bolus. Josiah Graham. Alyssa Lee unfortunately had an emergency and couldn't make it, but we have Kimberly Lopez Leon. Cesar Medina. Amanda Oakes. And certainly not last, Michelle Silva. All right. Thank you so much, especially for our generous donors that make this all possible. It's wonderful. It's great to endow these scholarships. My goal is always to give out 8, 9, 10, but we'll get there.
We'll get there for sure. Thanks, Lori. Okay, and now it's my pleasure to introduce Debbie Martinez. Debbie is chair of our Membership, Diversity, and Community Engagement Committee. And let's advance the slide. I'm sorry, Tom. There we go. Here we go. Okay, Debbie, come on up. Debbie, I'm happy to announce that Debbie is our incoming vice president of Renaissance Society for the 2023-2024 board. So thanks, Debbie.
Good afternoon. Next slide, please. I'm here to present an award today, but I'd like to start by telling you a story of two men from two different generations, born into two different worlds. One growing up in Southern California, the other in Mexico. Two different men whose paths would cross in a very small but significant way right here in this place where we are today, Sacramento State University. The first man, Warren Bonta, was a member of the Renaissance Society, and along with a few other like-minded folks, he started the Membership, Diversity, and Community Engagement Committee. And, you know, Warren he devoted his life to social justice. He marched in Selma, Alabama. He worked alongside Cesar Chavez with the farm workers movement. And later in his retirement years, he brought that same passion to the Renaissance Society. In fact, this award that we're giving today, he actually helped to create that award that we have now named after him. In fact, he was asked by the university to sit on one of the first diversity committees that the university had to represent the community. He made it his mission to promote diversity, inclusion, and equity in his community, at Sac State, and in his life, and at Renaissance. The second man, Eric Ramirez, please change the slide for me. Yes. He made his way from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico to Santa Barbara, California. He was an outstanding student and a leader. However, being undocumented, he had to put his higher educational goals on hold until DACA was passed. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Eventually, he made his way to Sacramento State and got his bachelor's and master's degrees in communications here at Sac State. In 2019, he was named the coordinator of the Dreamer Resource Center. Well, in the fall of that year, he would take a fateful meeting with Warren Bonta. Eric was immediately excited about the idea of partnering with Renaissance Society. After all, the Latinx community has a strong tradition of partnering and engaging los abuelos, the elders, with the younger generations. Eric immediately recognized the rich experience Renaissance members could bring to his students, many so far away from their own families. He helped get us connected into the Dreamer Resource Center. He organized several mixers so we could work with the students one-on-one. He got us connected to the U Mentor program. Eric taught and organized the ally training workshops and invited Renaissance members to participate so that we could learn more and be more equipped to work with the students one-on-one on their journeys. Today, Eric is the director of the Sac State Equity and Affinity Centers, which include the Cerna Center, the Pride Center, and the Multicultural Center. Did I get those all right? Okay. He is graduating next week, I understand, with his doctorate in educational leadership. But we are not letting go of him. He's actually working with us right now to put together a panel of students for our diversity panel this summer on one of our workshops for the summer series. So we're not letting him get too far away. And now it is my privilege on behalf of the Renaissance Society to present the 2023 Warren Bonta Diversity and Equity Award to Eric Ramirez.
Ooh, I'm a little nervous. I don't normally get nervous. It is such an honor to receive this award, which very appropriately has been renamed after Warren Bonta. May he rest in peace. Like Debbie shared, when I first got involved with the Dreamer Resource Center, one of the first meetings that I took was with Warren. My boss at the time, said we have a group of folks that are really interested in connecting with the center. And I took coffee with Warren and really, like Debbie shared, realized that this is an amazing organization that we need to connect with our students, right? I've had a trajectory here at Sac State that I did not envision when I first came to Sac State after 10 years of being out of school because I could not afford it and there was no financial aid and there was no DACA. When I first came to Sac State, I had planned to get a teaching credential and then go teach at a high school. And somewhere along the way, I met some really amazing educators and student affairs professionals who saw something in me and who said, you know, you do belong in education, but you should be in higher education. And that changed my life. And I did not imagine that I would be in this space receiving an award like this. I imagine that I would be serving undocumented students in a professional capacity when I grew up with that same status. And frankly, having a chip on my shoulder for many, many years about being undocumented. This work has allowed me not only to advance the critical work that we're doing here at Sac State to support our undocumented and mixed status students, but I'm also now able to use the voice that I have and the voice of the students and the staff that I support in other areas as well, our LGBTQ students, our Latinx and Hispanic students on campus. So I am excited to continue doing this work together. I'm excited to continue working with the Renaissance Society to continue to impact the lives of our amazing students, like these wonderful students that are receiving your scholarships today. So again, thank you to the Renaissance Society. Thank you to the Diversity Committee for honoring me with this award. It is an incredible honor. I'm incredibly humbled. And again, I look forward to continue to do this work together to ensure that Sac State remains that supportive and empowerment, or that place that empowers our students, where we continue to make a difference in this world, because it is very much needed. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. So you want to advance the slide for me, Tom? If it's not frozen, very good. Okay, so is it on? Is it on? There. Okay, okay, very good. All right. Okay, so each spring, the Renaissance Society elects officers for a one-year term and members at large for two-year terms. And I say elect in quotes because it's really a ratification of the officers and members at large who are recruited, interviewed, and nominated to the full board as by the nominating committee, excuse me. Voting is primarily by email, and 1/3 of the membership, according to our bylaws, 1/3 of the membership must participate in order for the election to be valid. So I'm going to continue one more year as president, as will Norv Wellsfree, our controller. We're terribly excited to be joined by Debbie Martinez as vice president and Susan Brackenhoff. Raise your hand, Susan. There she is back there, Susan Brackenhoff, as our board secretary. Our new members at large for two-year terms are Carol Barake. Please stand, Carol, or wave your hand. Janet Heath, our wonderful tech host, and Frank Martinez. Frank Martinez, our photographer today. Dale Good is also joining the board as a member at large, but he is filling a vacancy on the board, so he has a one-year term. So we really welcome all of these people. Now, continuing as members at large for the second year of their two-year term are Catherine Tobias and Kevin Bray. So all of our board members and officers, MALs, we call them MALs, members at large, offer extensive service to the Renaissance Society. And we're so grateful because so many of these people serving on the board also serve as committee chairs, and they also teach seminars. So they work really very hard to make our society a success. Next slide. Okay, so membership in our organization. Oh, like many organizations, our Renaissance Society experienced a decline in membership with the pandemic. That forced us to convert all of our learning, which we did very successfully, to Zoom. But it also ended our social functions for a couple of years, and that was really tough on us. Our current membership stands at 1,724. This is down from our peak of 2,300 members prior to the pandemic. But we're focused on rebuilding. We're also focused on diversifying our membership. This past year, for the first time in our 36-year history as an organization, we began to collect demographic data about our members. We never knew prior to this spring semester when we started this, we never knew how old our members were, what the gender breakdown was, what the race and ethnicity was. We really didn't have any information about our membership. And so we're collecting this information now to try to establish a baseline to help guide our recruitment efforts. We've also, with respect to membership, we have eliminated what used to be a dead period between the fall semester and the spring semester. There were several weeks where nobody could register to join the Renaissance Society. Working with Sac State and the Office of the College of Continuing Education, we were able to eliminate that. And so now, with the new model, members can enroll at the end of the fall semester for the spring semester. They get late fall semester programming and the whole spring semester programming, all for the bargain price of $60. And we have not raised our membership dues in years. We're still, the 1-year membership due fee is $100 still and has been for several years. So we're very proud of that. We do have to close the registration period at the end of the spring semester to enable the Sac State folks to create a new database for us. So that's something we hope to work out perhaps in the future. Next slide. We're really very proud of our program committee. The program committee is led by Pam O'Brien, raise your hand, and Catherine Tobias. Honestly, these people work day and night to bring us varied and robust community presentations, seminars, single presentations, and what we call shared interest groups, which you see up there as SIGs. Those are shared interest groups. They work incredibly hard to do this and are already well on the way to completing the fall semester. In addition, our forum committee with Michelle Finnerty and Tom Sukanik have brought us 25 forums in this past year. The forums are different. The seminars and community presentations and classes are taught by our peers for the most part. That's our peer-to-peer learning model. But with our forums, we bring in people from the outside community, from the Sacramento and surrounding communities. And we have been just incredibly fortunate to have people like Craig McNamara, who's the son of Robert McNamara, the architect of the Vietnam War. We recently had Dr. Shirley Weber, Secretary of State, talking about her reparations task force that she launched. So we have really benefited as an organization by the work that Tom and Michelle and the whole committee have done. And you've recruited, yes. You were, and Tom says yes, and we are recruiting more members for that forum committee. So please, please join up. Another aspect of our programs is, for the very first time this spring semester, we introduced a whole new series devoted entirely to science. With this change now, with going Monday through Thursday, we're on Zoom. On Fridays, we're on campus, but most of the classes are hybrid. I want to give a real shout out to our tech committee. Sarah Ryan Roberts is the chair, Marion Kyle, Chris Smith. I mean, so many wonderful tech hosts. And we need these people to help us run these programs, including our tech host today, Janet Heath. So thank you. Thank you for those people. Next slide. Notably, despite the decline in our membership, our philanthropy continues to be very strong. We talked about our scholarship program. We've talked about the 2 endowed scholarships, but we have also raised thousands of dollars for the ASI food pantry. I don't know if Ryan was able to make, Ryan Choi, are you here? I don't know if he was able to make it, but last fall, we won the Golden Plate Award for the 2nd consecutive year. We get very competitive this time of year. Yeah. And we ended up funding 120 of 137 food baskets for the food pantry. Ryan, just thank you. Ryan just informed me that starting in July 1 of 2022 to May 9th, just a few days ago, Renaissance Society members donated over $22,000 to the ASI Food Pantry. This vastly exceeds last year's goal, which was over $13,000. So anyway, we're doing great on that. And recently, we more than doubled our Give Sac State Day goal. Our goal was $5,000. We ended up raising $11,795 for Give Sac State Day. Our members love the students, as you probably can gather from this meeting here today. We love interacting with those students. We mentored about 160 gerontology students for Donna Jensen's classes this year. We have provided ushers for all of the theater performances that fortunately, thank goodness, started back again. And we, for the fall and the spring, we have had ushers at all of those theater performances. So we're so happy to do that. And as it was mentioned earlier, you know, we offer up our aging bodies to the physical therapy doctoral candidates, right? You know, they check out how we can squat and bend and walk stairs or not walk stairs and how fast we can walk, right? But it is so beneficial to us. And I know our members really, we love it. You were so nice, Cesar, to say it was some fitness evaluation. That was very sweet of you. That was really nice of you. Okay, next slide. And we're gonna, as Debbie mentioned, we have a wonderful summer program coming up. It's free, it's open to the public, and we're going to be celebrating the cultures of various groups in our society. It's called Celebrating Diversity, and we have an array of presentations reflecting and celebrating Native American, African American, Latinx, and Asian cultures. So we're putting that together, and we're excited to possibly conclude with a gospel choir performance at St. Andrew's AME Church downtown. So we've got our fingers crossed on that one. And we've also arranged many tours on campus. We're touring the planetariums, the affinity centers, greenhouses, and art murals on campus. Off campus, we're going to be going to the California State Archives for a private tour of the state archives, and also to the California State Indian Museum. We're currently looking at the possibility of doing something at the Crocker Museum for a wonderful exhibit they have going there. So next slide. Key dates. We never stop. We keep going. And so we are opening our registration portal on June 1st. And then we have our At a Glance coming out August 4th, followed by our wonderful catalogs. The catalogs are in both flipbook and PDF form, and they are absolutely beautiful. We will have an open house and orientation on August 18th, and classes begin September 15th. So we're very excited about this new semester. So I guess in conclusion, the question for us is, can we increase our membership? Can we diversify our membership? I think, and I'm sure, I'm confident that the will and the determination are there. And so I'm boldly going to pronounce si se puede. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. President Nelson, our scholars, Eric, all of the wonderful people who have helped put this together. So thank you very much.